We are here and we're live again. I'm sorry for not being live Friday, but we're live now. So today is, we're not talking about many people probably be giving out, but we just talk about for a while. We're not going to be live for long. We're just going to talk about the Irish education system. So we want to welcome everybody first to the stream if you do pop in. The Irish education system, as we know, every country has its own education system, and the Irish one is a small useless education system. Let's put it that way. It it drains on people. I suppose you could use that word. It it's like a business. It's like a business. Let's put it that way. That's the way the government think of it, because you have to pay this book rector schemes, which means you can buy your books. You can buy your books from the school. Then there's before that there was we had to buy your books in shops for school. At least that's something, but and there's uniforms. Like I was talking one video about generic uniforms. There should be in every school. That should be in every school. That should not be. It should not be for some schools. It should be for every school because it is expensive. I think somebody said an estimate for people go 3 or 4 children going to school is nearly 1,500 or something like that for people going to school for shoes, new shoes, trousers, short, top, everything like that, pencils, pens. Like that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money at the end of the day. And if you only make a small minimum wage, like let's just say you get the minimum wage, 12 something an hour. Um, that's not much. That's not much when you have a child to feed and you have a child to buy stuff with. Like it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And the education system doesn't help children either because it fires books, it fires homework on the children. And to be honest with you, homework doesn't help anybody. It might help with revision for some children. Some children like it, but I know 3 or 4 young people that are half my age, I suppose you could say, and they're getting books upon books, and which is not right. They're spending 5 6 hours maybe at homework at primary education level, and it's not right. Like the way I look at life, you're young for so long, you might as well enjoy it. That's the way I look at it. In Finland, as we know, I always reference Finland, but Finland has a different sort of education system, as we always talked about. Finland has a poor people education system compared to Ireland's education system, which is money grabbing. But the Irish education system is really failing, and that's really simple. It's failing the people of Ireland, it's failing loads and long, huge amount of people with dyslexia, with everything like that, because it's not enough SNAs, there's not enough SNAs, there's not enough support. It's the way the same everywhere in every department of the country. There's not enough support, there's not enough funding. And it's a shame. It's a really, really shame that it has to go like that because everybody's different and everybody can't cope with being in the class, say, of 30 or 40. Because there's classes in Ireland like that, secondary level, I'm talking secondary school level. They have 30 people in the class, and somebody with dyslexia, takes a time to can't understand what the teacher's saying. They might have to say it 3 or 4 times, which is totally understandable. Totally understandable. If they need to teach you to say it a few times, it's understandable, but it's holding back the rest of the class too. And it's really a problem. Like if right was right and wrong was wrong, they have their own SNA, they have their own classroom to be able to, do their own thing, and be able to learn better. But, they have to pile them in because they don't care. The Irish government don't care. As long as you get your money. The Minister of Education would like to know your location. I'm guessing this is Davy. Yeah, he would like to know my location, but I think he knows my location already. I think he knows too far. I think who is he? Fucking John Husak. He knows my location already. Don't worry about that. He knows where I am. He knows where I am. He knows where I am because I know where he is because I always annoy him so much. But yeah, the Irish education system is really failing people. It's failing people altogether, especially at primary and secondary level, and it's just not fair on people. It's not fair on people. It's not fair at all. It's just a money grab, as I said. They just want to get your money, and then they don't care if you learn nothing. Which is true, which is very true, because it's like that in this country. And it's just unfair. It's really, really unfair. And then you have to obviously buy pens and buy pencils and buy equipment, which is obviously puts up the price. Say you're buying a TG set, or let me take a woodwork set or something like that. It obviously puts up the price. That puts pressure on families to get the materials for their son or daughter to go to school. And in an ideal country, this government should provide for it instead of asking the parents to bend over backwards and give out the money to the state and to get the children the equipment. Because with the way I look at it, education's something that somebody will need, obviously, for day-to-day life. Maths, especially maths, is a very important subject to learn. But at the end of the day, buying 5, 6, 7, 8 math sets a year or buying loads of pencils won't. It might help you, but what's the point? Really, the point? Like, it's better. The way I find it's better to talk about issues and talk about not issues, but talk about maths and talk about different things. It's better to negotiate and talk about it than write about it and do things on paper. It's better to show people, physically do something. Like if you're talking about let, you do experiment outside and you show the let of the foot before you measure. Do you do a fun experiment of that? And people remember that. Brains do remember that. People like your brain, every time somebody mentions let, you'd be taken back. If you did do a thing outside, you'd be taken back to the time you were outside, and you'd be like, "Yes, I remember that," and then you'd be able to, because that's the way it should go. You'd be brought outside. You do something relevant, but apparently they just want to make you write and write and write and write and write until your brain dead, because that's really the thing about it. And then they hate when people challenge them, which is annoying. Oh, 2 people watching. My apologies. I went no act there for now. Hello, everybody. And Sean Davies here too. But yeah, it's not going to be too long of a live stream. I might do another one in a few minutes. But it's not going to be too long of a live stream, this one. Probably just the next one, I'll probably just chatting just to say if anybody wants to join me for that one. I'll probably be in a few minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to say that we really are failing our young people, and we're failing young people, and especially in college, everyone to get out of college. It's really not really to do with the Department of Education, but it's to do with the state's fault too. So we can blame the Department of Education. Why not? But it boils down to, the states just want money grabs, and that's really the simple as that. It's really just sad the way the country's gone. But what can you do? I suppose. But you can only do your best. That's the way I look at it in life. You can only do your best. You can't force yourself to learn. You can't force yourself to learn anything, really, unless you put it into your head. Because, you learn more when you get out of school and when you day-to-day life. That's what I find in life. Anyway, I'm going to cut the live stream here. I know it's very, very short. I know we have a live stream up in a few minutes. Probably a lot of people more watching and talking about different things. So yeah, thank you for watching. Just wanted to do that. Subscribe for more, and bye.